Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Buku Diamond. Today we are going to talk about toxic men. If you are new, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and I'm going to give you 5 ways to know if he's toxic or not. Just going to go right in it. It's 2021, we're in a new year, and today we're going to talk about toxic men.
Hold up, yeah, diamonds forever for real. Bust down the best for real. Hold you down cause you a treasure for real. Hold up. Girl, you know they can never for real. You want a whole nother level for real. Boy, sweat you got 7 for real. So somebody ever got us, I'm just being modest. How you the coldest, but really the hottest. You do it for real, they just do it for out. Instead of raking the profits to making deposits, yeah. Cool diamonds, always shining, blinding. God sent this perfect time.
I'm gonna give you 5 ways to know if he's toxic. We're gonna do good this year. This year gonna be better than last year, and we're gonna leave all that toxicity in 2020. So let's go ahead and go. I'm pretty sure most of us have dated someone that was toxic, whether it was man or woman, but today we're gonna talk about the men. So number 1 to know if he is toxic, and you need to just run this. I think the main thing is if you're dating somebody, whether just dating or in a relationship, in the moment you decide to walk away and decide you no longer want to be in that relationship, and the first thing he talk about is suicide or killing himself, run. Get him help or tell somebody that he need help and then go, because that's toxic. That's basically a form of control and him trying to pretty much have his way. Like, so you mean to tell me if I choose to leave you, you're gonna end your life? What can be more toxic than that? Like, baby, just run, because that's unhealthy. And I know a few people that I know personally have dealt with somebody like that. I even dealt with somebody like that. I remember, well, I don't even really count it as really a relationship, because we dated, I think in like junior high. It didn't even last a month, but I could just remember I just didn't really like him. It was kind of like we had the same friends, we were always around each other, and I just didn't want to be with him anymore. Like, I just didn't like him. It wasn't my type. And I just remember one night, the day that I told him I didn't want to be with him, he stole his mom's car. Granted, we're in high school, like junior high, so at the time I'm like in the 9th grade. So this is like 2-3 in the morning. He steals his mom's car, and he's like banging on the front door. And so my brother jumps up and he like, what's going on? So he go check it out, and then he was like, Diamond's for you. So then my mom gets up and it's just like, she's like, who at the door? So here he is at the door, and he busts open the door like I damn near flew back, and like really trying to plead his case or whatever. And then he talking about he gonna kill himself and stuff like that. So then my mama called his mama. Then they sitting on our couch, and they like really trying to talk to me, to talk to him, like I ain't gonna break up, because he talking about killing himself. I'm like, I ain't got time for this. Like, you a nice dude, but I don't wanna be with you. So I was like, the hell? Like, how y'all gonna try to talk me into staying with him, and he already talking about killing himself? Like, what? No. And I don't really think my mom was like really trying to get me to stay with him, but more so, I guess, like ease the situation. But his mama was like really trying to plead his case, like, oh, he's such a good boy, he's da, da, da. And it's like, baby, no, we just not gonna even do that. So no. And I know a few friends of mine and relatives have dealt with the same thing. Like, as soon as they say they want to walk away, they bring up suicide. Hell, even one of them even proceeded to do the act, and it's just like, what the heck? Like, baby, you need help. You don't need to be in a relationship. Go seek help. So yeah, so to me, I'm making light of the situation, but it's really nothing to take light of. Suicide is very serious, and if a person is saying that they are willing to kill themselves because you don't want to be with them, then you need to tell someone closest to them or try to get them help and slowly back away from that situation, because situations like those, depending on how deep and how invested the other person is, those situations can become deadly. So Be safe, tell someone, and try to leave the best way you know how. Toxic way number 2. If he talks poorly about his ex and everything was his ex's fault, and he takes absolutely no responsibility whatsoever of his flaws within that relationship, this can kind of be a borderline. To me, I think it's very toxic, because I feel like in a relationship, to fail, that takes 2 parts. You can't just put the blame on one person. You had a role to play. Even if your role was minute to the other person, you still play a role in that relationship. So I feel like if they try to paint their ex to be like this horrible person, and like they were just so horrible and everything was their ex's fault, they take no responsibility, they just blame everything on them, that's toxic. Because how you gonna talk about this person who is just so horrible, but you was with them for 3 years? They couldn't have been that toxic. So no. And trust me, I've dated, because I haven't really had many relationships, but I have casually dated, and I can just remember this one guy. He was like talking about he painted a picture of his ex so bad, and it's just like, then why were you with them for so long? Like, I'm sorry. If I see the red flags and I see the signs, I damn sure not gonna be there for 3 years. So to me, that's like number 2. Like, just go. Like, just take your L and just go. Like, leave him alone. Cause when y'all break up, he gonna be telling that story to somebody else about you. So it ain't even worth it. And you gonna be wondering around, they got people around the world looking at you sideways and rolling their eyes at you because they didn't paint a picture of you like you just this horrible person. Nah, just leave him alone. Just leave him alone.
So toxic trait number
3, in my opinion, and most of the time this is for those who are like more into a relationship. If a person is trying to isolate you away from your family, to where, granted, all families, we all bigger, we argue or whatever. Some arguments can be bigger than others, but for every little thing, and he tries to like down talk your family or talk bad about your family and try to isolate you away from them to where you're just strictly around him, to me that is a form of control, and that is very toxic, and you need to just go, because that ain't even healthy. Like, if he doesn't encourage you to have, I don't care if you and your mom or your dad or whoever then fell out, if anything, he should be trying to encourage you to mend the relationship. But if he's okay with the broken relationships with your close immediate family and your friends, and he just kind of like points the finger at them and justify why you shouldn't be around them, baby, no. Shouldn't no man try to isolate you all to himself, especially away from your family. And that ain't normal. That ain't safe. First of all, like, because if he isolates you away from your family, then in so many ways, like, how can your family give you sound advice even about this person or whatever? Like, no, just go. So toxic trait number 4. And if any of y'all have like experienced any of these traits in a relationship, drop them down low. Let me know. Let's talk about it. And what did you do to walk away? Like, was it easy walking away? Did you feel like you had so much time invested within the relationship you felt bad for walking away? Or did they make you feel guilty for walking away? And that's my toxic trait number 4. If you are, 1 foot in the relationship, kind of 1 foot out, and you're kind of battling yourself and you're like torn between the two. Anyway, if you're torn in between the two, whether you should be in the relationship or not, and he tries to guilt trip you into staying, that's toxic. Because the first thing they always want to throw up, oh, they past was so horrible, they could never trust nobody, they just broken, they hurt, they experienced so much pain, in their past, and you just like adding fuel to the fire. Like, should nobody guilt trip you into staying with them? And to me, that's toxic as hell. Like, no, that's not okay. And if you don't want to be with somebody then you should, women, we all have intuition. Trust that. Trust it, because he trying to play the sympathy card, like you gonna let him down like everybody else and let him down. And it's just like, baby, when do you like re-examine yourself and figure that you the common denominator in all this? Like, baby, you're the problem. So don't let nobody guilt trip you into staying with them and to tolerate their foolishness. If you have it in your heart, or you even have like a gut feeling that you should leave, follow that and just leave. It's not worth the time and the investment into that person, because you cannot fix a broken person. And it's hard to have a relationship with somebody that's broken or hurt, because that's what that relationship is going to be built on. It's not going to be healthy, and it's going to be nothing but a roller coaster of emotions, and it's not going to be stable, because when you're dealing with a person who's emotionally broken and unbalanced, then you never know what emotion you're gonna get out of them. Today might be a good day, then it might not be. Just avoid it at all costs. Toxic trait number 5. If you're with somebody and all they do is constantly accuse you of cheating, just go. Like, don't even stay. And because the reason why I'm saying just go, because if you know in your heart you're not cheating, and every time they get a chance, or y'all get into argument and they say that that you're cheating, they just have insecurities, and then they don't know how to deal with those insecurities. And sometimes we all know if somebody accusing you of cheating, that's because they cheating. But if a person is constantly accusing you of something that you know you're not doing, constantly putting you down. Oh, and also if you're with somebody and they give you like those backhanded compliments, to where it's like they compliment you, but it's like a jug in it, like he ain't really happy for you, sis. Or if you have like really good news or something great happening in your life, and they can't be genuinely happy for you, or they let's say their friends or whatever stuff is going good in their friend's life, and they're like the Debbie Downer, and they can't be genuinely happy for their friend, baby, that's just a toxic sign, and you don't need that. You need to be with somebody who is happy for you. And when you have joyful and excitement moments in your life, you want somebody to be with you that's going to celebrate you, somebody that's going to compliment you, and not give you a backhanded compliment for you to feel insecure about yourself because they're insecure. No, that ain't what we doing in 2021. We flourish in all 2021. We gonna leave that toxicness in the past, and if he can't hop on board or hop on train, leave him behind. Like who? Those are my 5 ways to tell if you are dating somebody toxic. And again, I want y'all to talk to me in the comments. Let me know if you dated somebody toxic, and I will do a part 2 of this video, because I don't want to leave the fellas out. I'm gonna give y'all 5 tips to know if a woman is toxic. And women, I don't know, when women are toxic, they play like that reverse psychology role. So I don't know. So we're gonna get into that too. So stay tuned for that. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video. Like, send it to somebody. Send it to 5 people. Since I gave y'all 5 ways to know somebody toxic, let them join the family. So yeah, we out, or I'm out. You know what I mean.